all my YouTubers. This is Deer Camp Productions coming to you after a very long day. Today is August the 28th. It is the third full day of not eating meat to rid my body of internal body odor in preparation for deer season. That's what I do every year. People always make fun of me and give me crap about it and call me crazy and nuts and how they eat steak and they kill Boone and Crockett's every year. I get it. I feel it. I mean, I understand it. However, it depends on where you're hunting, whether you're going to get a Boone and Crockett for one. I mean, you can't go somewhere that's never had a Boone and Crockett killed and expect to bring it home to. It doesn't happen that easy. Hunting pressure is another thing to consider. Amount of hunting time you have, number 3. I mean, there's this list goes on and on. Those are factor considerations that I take into account for whenever I hunt, how I hunt, and my methods. And I'm a very methodical deer hunter. I do everything a certain way every year. I do the very similar. I have very similar methods for hunting any particular buck. So today's the third day without meat, and let me tell you, today has been a little challenging. Okay, if you eliminate any one food group from your diet, after just a little bit, your stomach's gonna say, "Whoa, wait a minute," and it's gonna start doing some not pleasant things, So today is usually whenever that stomach problem issue kind of starts and your body realizes you're not bringing in meat and it starts kind of throwing a little fit. That's about as descriptive as I want to go on that. So, anyways, it's been a rough day. Hurricane Laura has made landfall and has surfaced in our landlocked state. I mean, school has been shut down in my areas due to hurricane winds, and we're a landlocked state. We don't have any kind of oceanfront water here. We're in Arkansas, so we're completely landlocked from. So this was the first. 2020 has been a weird year, but this is the first time I've ever known schools in my area to shut down, so that kids won't be in school because of a hurricane. Wow. So there's trees down everywhere. When we had some crazy wind today, I'm not saying it was bad cause shut down schools. My work shut the plant down because of the winds and everything. So I'm not saying it's a bad call. I've just never in my life would have imagined that a hurricane would have caused it. Anyways, I digress from getting off subject. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about some of my game camera pictures and what I'm looking for this year. I did want to touch base on the fact my body's going through some changes. I mean, I can feel it tightening up. My stomach's been throwing a fit. I do have more energy. My energy levels are going through the roof. Or they're getting better anyway. So with that being said, body effects, here is some of what I'm hunting this year. Now this particular deer, I told you before when I started this intro, I'm shooting all this from Android. I'm not setting up any kind of high-tech video studio, software type, professional videography type tools. I myself am a software analyst. That's what I do for a living. I know how to get software and I know how to get equipment, digital cameras, and I know how to use computers to do all of that. I'm keeping it simple. I'm shooting all this straight from my Android. This is really just a documentary of the effects that not only forgoing meat for deer season has on me and my body, but it also the results that I encounter. So I do it every year. This isn't the first rodeo for me. I do this every year. So just want to lay that out there good and clear. So this deer is one that I hunted last year. Okay, this is his last year picture. I just showing a before and after of what happened to this deer. So last year he was one that, and this picture doesn't do him justice. He was really a tall rack. This picture doesn't do him justice. And I shot him with my bow, and the arrow hit him high and passed completely through without hitting a vital. This year, he returned. I could look at his horns and see that it was him, but it's not easy to tell a deer from the horns from one year to the next unless he's got very distinguished characteristics on his horns. He's got typically like maybe some stickers or kickers here or there. It's hard to go from an 8-point to another 8-point and be able to recognize that deer. I typically look for body marks, a double throat patch, a club foot, split ears, maybe he's got an eye gouged out from fighting the year before. Something on his body that tells me it's a different deer, or the same deer from one year to the next. This one, however, from his horns from one year to the next, I was certain that it was him, but this is him this year, and I see where I shot him last year with my bow and the mechanical broadhead when it come out on the other side, after it expanded. That tells the tale. There's Scar. I've nicknamed this buck Scar, and as you can tell, this year he's a nice buck. I'm gonna say best guess around 125. I believe he is close to 16 inches wide. I think he will have 4.5 inch bases, nice tall G2s, fairly good main beam length. I think he's going to touch, I think he'll get real close to 125. This deer, because I did shoot him last year, and I knew I had him on camera again 3 nights later, so I knew that he was not mortally wounded by me, although that arrow just, he couldn't have missed his vitals by much. It just flew high. But that's the one I want really bad this year. However, my 14-year-old son, he loves to hunt too, and this year I've got a ground blind set up versus last year I was in a really, really high lock on to get to the vantage point that I needed to see where the deer was going to be. I had to be about 33 foot off the ground. At 15 foot, you couldn't see anything. 33 foot, I could see what I needed. This year, I've set up a ground blind, and I'm a little bit closer to him than I was, but it's going to be a more horizontal shot. So my son last year killed one with my Raven R20 crossbow, which is, if you've heard of the Raven crossbows, you know that they are pretty bad to the bone. He killed that deer at nearly 80 yards. You go back to my videos from last year. I've got it on this channel. You can see it and watch it for yourself. It's a crazy good shot for a 13-year-old boy. This year he's 14. If he can get this deer, I'll be thrilled. I would rather him harvest the deer over me any day of the week. I've got 5 kids. I spend a lot of time with my kids in the woods. So, now I don't make them go without any meat. I'm not that parent, in fact, I don't press my kids to go hunting. I encourage them to go, and if they want to go, we go. If they want to sleep in one morning, Dad gets to go and have a nice peaceful morning on his own. And that's why I do this, give up meat sacrifice every year. It's August the 27th. It's the 3rd day of it. Stomach acting a little funny. So bow season doesn't start until I think September 26th this year. I'll have to look at the calendar, but so I'm well over a month ahead of bow season opening. I stop eating meat. It's what I do. I do it every year, and then I won't eat meat until Thanksgiving. So it's pretty challenging. And yeah, I know guys that can say that they kill their Boone and Crockett bucks every year while having a T-bone steak and deer stand with them. Well, for one, we don't have Boone and Crockett bucks around here, or there's never been one killed in my county that has gone in the Boone and Crockett book. For 2, hunting pressure. There's so much hunting pressure in this area. So typically a deer doesn't get to be old enough to fully mature his antlers. So, anyways, that's my method. I know haters are gonna hate. Um, Leave me a comment. Um, Share my video. Share it on Facebook. I'm not trying to make money off of this. I'm just trying to educate other hunters who have considered the sacrifice of meat from their diet so that they can have better scent control. So, like I said, share it, get it out there, because I'm going to document every bit of this, and I hope it benefits somebody. I know it works for me, or I feel very confident it works for me, and I hope I show you some results this year that you'll say, hey, it works for that guy. It might not be what you need to do, but at least you'll know. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hello all my YouTubers, there's Deer Camp Productions coming to you. I am hot and sweaty today. It's been an extremely humid day here after Hurricane Laura has passed through and entered. The electric is still out, but we have our standby generator still running. So today I'm going to talk about my deer heads. So I was going to do my little white-tailed cribs. This is my white-tailed cribs. And if you can see, I'm trying to get them all in there. I have 13 mounts, which include these two that are not mounted. And then 14, 15, and 16, these three are all bow kills to be mounted. So that's my whitetail cribs moment for you. If you can get them all in there. Again, I'm doing all this with an Android phone. Several of those are bow kills. The one centerpiece right there where my finger's pointing, that one is a 146 1/8. He would be more, but he's broke out past his crest. Luck would have it. So if he wouldn't have been broke off, he would have been right at 160. Anywho, I'm like the Mitch Rompola of my area. I've never showed my mounts to anyone. Some of these smaller deer on the ends are kid kills, which my kids kill a deer and they go up on the wall as well. So a lot of these are the slimmest measurement is, I think, 15.5 inches wide. The widest one is up to 21.5 inches wide. The tallest one is up to 12-inch G2s, or excuse me, 11.5-inch G2s. So you've got a good combination of 130 to 146 1/8 inch deer up there. All killed within 1 mile of my house. All killed with rifle, muzzleloader, or bow. Most of these were killed with me videotaping the hunt, because I tend to videotape a lot of my hunts, and yeah, I videotape a lot of the hunts. So, you know, that way if anybody questions whether I really killed them or something, I don't have a Rich Rompola situation where I cannot explain it. Most of these are killed on camera. Videotaped them all. Most of my neighbors don't even know. Most of my closest neighbors don't even know that I've killed these deer. These two on the end have yet to be mounted. That's the reason they're still on the styrofoam forms. Both of those were both bow kills, archery kill. Both fairly nice deer. One was 126 and I think 5/8. The other was around to 124, give or take, you know. So a lot of these deer have been killed with a rifle, a lot of them killed with a muzzleloader, a lot of them killed with a bow. 13 deer on that wall. And Jenny cracked corn, and I don't care. That's I'm kind of disclosing a lot of information here, and I'm trying to keep this video short and sweet. Day 4 of the no eating meat for the scent control effort for the whitetail season of 2020 is going well. Stomach feeling a little better today. That's a good thing. And I will be back with you tomorrow and giving another update on day 5, which I expect is going to have some, I expect some more stomach troubles to come. So right now, not eating meat and everything's going as good as can be expected so far. It's what I do every year. Thanks, stay tuned and share out and subscribe if you will. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.